by the child that causes a vomiting of that milk. So what happens is this gives an effect of Shodhana. So these type of small methods are also explained by Acharyas in particular concept, particular chapters in order to facilitate the effect of Shodhana when needed in excess. In the case of Vasti is a treatment where Acharya has explained the case of it can be done even for children. That is Shishu Vruddha Yuna, that is explained the case of Yabana Vasti. And for Pradimarshan Asya and Matra Vasti, it is explained Ajanma Maradam Shastam, Pradimarshastu Vasti. So this can be given in children from birth to until to death. So these type of Vasti and Pradimarshan Asya has got this unique effect that can be given in any age. But the consistency, that is consistency in the matter, the ingredients, the nature, the medicine, and its role will be different in each age group. So it has also a role in Vayastabana also. That is, and also it is good for children, and it is like Amrita. And also the Yavana Vasti is indicated the elderly also for different types of geriatric complaints. We use the Yavana Vasti. And Nasya, as we all know, Nasya is a procedure. The Pradimarshan Nasya is considered in the case of Vaya, any Vaya, because Pradivarshan Asya is compact to can be given at any age. And also this type of consideration and the selection of the medicine has to be given in the case of Vayas. So now we ends the first topic, that is Dashavida Pariksha in Panchakarma, concluding the procedure, the whole topic. That is, we are discussing about the 10 important factors to be considered. What is the need of Pariksha in Panchakarma? As I explained clinically, it's very important. And also each and every concept only gives an idea to eliminate the risk of Vyabhat and also give the fruitful effect of the Panchakarma. But also I was discussing about each and every Panchakarma in the relevance to the particular Pariksha. And moving on to the second topic for today's discussion, Ahara and Aushadha Kalpana in Panchakarma. First is Ahara Kalpana in Panchakarma. Ahara Kalpana, you know, Ahara is a very important factor because most of the diseases happens due to Ahara and Vihara only. The variations or alterations we make in Ahara and Vihara leads to different types of diseases, isn't it? So the correction of this also needs a correction in Ahara and Vihara. So the Ahara and Vihara becomes the prime treatment also. And according to Kashyapa, Ahara is considered as the Mahabhaishajya. And here, what is the importance of Ahara and Aushadha in the case of Panchakarma? In Panchakarma, Ahara is to facilitate the procedure. To be very particular, a particular procedure will be carried out. So the Ahara should be maintained in a way that it facilitates the effect of the procedure. That means it potentializes the effect of the procedure. It increases the effect of the procedure, or it reduces the harmful effects of the procedure. All these comes under the ideology or the theory behind the selection of particular food and regimens during Panchakarma. Moving on to Snehana. Snehana, actually, Acharyas has explained the basic or the baseline Ahara Viharas that should be followed in whole Panchakarmas in Snehana aspect. It is Bojya, Anno, Matriya, Pashan, Piban, Pida, Vanavi. You will be knowing about all these patyas. That is explained by Ashtanga Hridaya. That means on the previous day of Snehabanam, during the Snehabanam or after the Snehabanam, one should use Bojya, Anno, Matriya, Pashan, Piban, Pida, Vanavi, Drava, Ushtamara, Vishyandi. Nadi Snigdam Asangirnam has to be followed. This is to maintain that there is no adverse effect that is happening during the Snehabana, because during the Snehabana we are giving Sneha. The patient is undergoing Utklesha, and during this Utklesha, no other hampering in the form of food should be there. No other co-intelligence or any incompatible issues must not be there in the case of food. So whatever we are having the food, it should be very hand in hand that supports the procedure of Snehana. So this type of food has been explained by Acharya. And here the Snehabana, on the day of Snehabana, the diet, in the case of Acha Snehabana, the food it should be given only if the patient forms proper hunger. As I explained before, in Shodhananga Snehabana, the Sneha will be given before the patient gets hunger, and after that, when the patient gets the proper hunger, the food will be given after that. Okay, the Shamanaka Snehabana, similarly, when the patient gets the proper hunger, the Shamana medicine or Snehana should be given, and after the digestion, the food will be given. And in the case of Brahmana Snehabana and Sadhya Sneha, the particular Sneha will be mixed in a particular food that is okay with them. For example, in the case of Tila Kashaya, Tila Yabhagu, with Tila as a Sneha, Sadhya Sneha will give the Sneha. For example, in the case of Rekta Mokshana, we'll give Sadhya Snehana with Tila. For example, in the disease of Artava related diseases for Shudra, we can give Tila because it is Ushna Snigdha, it can cause Utkleshna, etc. So, according to the yukti of the doctor, a physician, we can select the Sadhya Sneha yogas. So this is to facilitate what is the effect of the Snehapana to be intended in the body of the patient. Snehana, that ahara should be modulated according to it. So in the case of Snehapana, common rule is Dravoshna Anabhishanti Nadisnigdha Asankaram. And in the case of Anupana, if you see the Anupana, the Taila, we have to give Yusha. For Vasa and Majja, it is Manda. And it is general, for Grita, it is hot water, except in the case of Balladagam and Tuvaragam. So what happens is this facilitate the digestion. In the some theories are there, the acidic medium and alkaline medium of the Thaila, the Yusha is alkaline. It normalizes the acidity that is produced by the vidaham that is produced for the thylam. So this helps in digestion also. Since compactable roles are also being explained by acharyas on basis of the idea, theory, the yukti pramana behind the selection of these type of anupanas. So after having this neha also, a particular anupana is explained. According to Acharya Charaka only, for thaila yusha, for vasa majja manda, and after grita, we have to give Ushnabhu for us Anupana. And according to Acharya Shushruta, Acharya has said that Yavagu Yavagu, Yusha or Mamsarasa and Vilebi can be used after Snehabana. That is, Yusha should be preferred after Thaila and Kapha diseases and Kapha diseases, while Mamsarasa in after taking Grida and Vadika disorders. So the food after Snehabana is being explained by Acharya Shushruta like that. And in the case of Swedana, the reference is it should be Anabhishandi, according to Acharya Shushruta, Anabhishandi, non-slimy food. It is Anabhishandi food has to be selected for Swedana. And in the case of Vamana has got a very important aspect in food. So what happens is Vamana has three main stages. That is Snehabana stage, that is preparatory stage for Vamana. The days before Vamana, where we have to give the Utklesha. The day of the Vamana, which we have to facilitate the Vamana procedure. So in the Snehapana, as explained, the procedure should follow as Utkleshana. So the food as explained before will be followed. The Utkleshana day, that is previous night of the Vamana, all this Kabha Vardhaga and also Vilayana, Kabha Vardhaga Vilayana Ahara, it facilitates the Utklesha of Kabha and its movement to the Koshta will be selected. For example, on the previous day of Vamana, Kabha provoking easy digestible liquid diet like curd, milk curd, meat soup, that is Anuba Mamsam, etc. is explained by Acharyas. And in this diet, it excites Kabha will be given. And also the Yavagus with Grida, Kshira, Ikshurasa, etc. is explained. And the day of Vamana, that at morning also that we have to give Sneha in the case of Yavagu is explained because it will facilitate the Vamana procedure. And during the day of Vamana, we will be giving some Akhanda Pana like Shira etc. to facilitate the Vamana, this Urdha Pravrti of the medicine also. That means these type of food will facilitate the Doshotlesha and the easy nirharana of the dosha from the body. Purpose of this food is to easy execution of Vamana so that subject does not face much discomfort. If Kapha is not aggravated, that is, if Kapha is aggravated in the case of Vamana, it becomes Vamana. If Pitta is aggravated, the Vamana medicines gives Virejana. So the aggravation, Kabhe Vridhe, the Kabha Ulbana Avastha has to be created in the body with this food. That is the main aim of the food, Ahara before Vamana, particularly on the previous day and on the day of Vamana. In the case of Virejana, our aim is to increase the amount of Pitta and also to decrease the amount of Kabha. And also here the food should not be there mostly. So the prior day of Virejana, we give the diet that should aggravate pitta and to reduce the kabha. So most of the food will be snigdha, laghu and ushna, and the food articles like yusha, mamsarasa, jangana mamsarasa, bija pura rasa, and food not having food in the previous night is also recommended by Sushrudacharya. So all these things are to maintain the elevated amount of pitta and to reduce the amount of kabha in the body, and this facilitates the procedure of virejana. Diet before virejana like Trivrt has got a difference because here Teya should be given the previous day of virejana while rest of the plant remains the same. And a very important factor that this Peya that is to be given in the case of Trivrt virejana should be snigdha and processed with milk soup and ushna ingredients this is according to the Charagam Kalpasthana Trivrt Kalpa. Another food method that is very important in Panchakarma is Samsarjana Krama. As we know, Samsarjana Krama are the procedures which are very important to maintain the normalcy of Agni. Because one, Yatha Anuragni Tirnai Gomayadi and Sandukshamane Bhavati Kramena, isn't it? So when we have to increase the Agni step by step to normalcy after the Vamana and Virejana, we opt for Samsarjana Krama. You have already taken the class for Samsarjana Krama. I hope so you have understood the concept. So Samsarjana Krama is also one among the important points of Ahara Kalpana in Panchakarma. And in the case of Virejana, as I explained, the juice of Bijapura Rasa is used and the hot water to increase the pitta. And on the day of Virejana, nothing else is eaten because what happens is when Ahara becomes covered with this Virejana Aushadha, the effect of Virejana Aushadha will not be there according to Ashtanga Sangraha. And this leads to Virejana later in the daytime. So according to Charagam Kalpasthana and also Ashtanga Sangraha, Ahara should not be given the day of Virejana, and probably day before Virejana, the most Pitta Vardhaka Aharas are also recommended. In the case of Vasti, Vasti is a treatment which doesn't have interferences with the Jadra Agni and also doesn't have much effect in the Agni. But the food before after Vasti is very important, and usually Anuvasana Vasti is to be done after having food, and Viruha Vasti is to be done in the empty stomach. There is as digestive fire is not disturbed by Niruha Vasti, one can have food after elimination of Vasti Chikul. So that is according to the dosha, Mamsarasa, Yusha or Kshira can be selected for the food. That is Mamsarasa is the purpose of light. It can overcome the loss of strength caused by during the purification of doshas by Niruha Vasti. It is mainly recommended in the case of Vada Ulbhana Avastha where Vasti is done. And the diet changed according to the dosha and the disease. Erecta Shali is the rice that is to be selected, and Mamsarasa, Kshira for Pitta, and Mudga Yusha according to Vada, Pitta and Kapha has to be selected. And quantity of food is explained as 1/3 part less, half part less, or lesser than the normalcy according to the digestive power. According to Sushdam Chigilsa, Sadha Anuvase Chabi Bojayitva Ardra Pandina. Soon after having the food, you have to go for Anavasanavasti and Yushak Shira says Tasma Yadhabyadim Samiksha Vayadojam Padahinam Bojayitva Anuvase. For Yusha, Shira, and Rasa, any of the three can be selected according to the dosha, and Padahinam 1/4 is reduced, and this can be selected for the this amount of food 1/4 portion less with Yusha, Kshira, Rasa according to dosha can be given for the Anuvasana. And here the Yusha is Mudga Yusha, and such it is to be Krida, and Kshira is Gavyam, and Rasa is Mamsarasa. And Niruha also food after Niruha, I'm very sorry. Food after Niruha should be Vada, Mamsarasa, Pitta, Kshira, and Kaba, it should be Yusha. And the quantity is equal to Abhekta Snada Mujdam, Pada Hinam Hidam Laguhu, Asnigda Rusham Ashidam, Sanupanam, Dravadicha. It is explained. That is, the amount is 1/4. And here, according to Anuvasana Vasti, it is explained that Sada Advase Chabi Bojayitva Ardra Pandina. And if we are having food due to the digestion of the food, if we give the Anuvasana, it causes Jwaram. That is called Jwaram Vidakta Bhuktasya Kuryat Sneha Prayojitaha. Na Chadi Snigdha Mashanam Bojayitva Anuvasaye. It causes Madham Murcham Chajane Vida Sneham Prayojitaha. Yuksham Bhuktavado Hyanam Balam Varnam Chahabi. Yukta Sneha Mado Jandu Bojayitva Anuvasaye. that is Snehavasti to be given soon after the having the food, and otherwise it can cause during Vidakta Bhuktam it can cause Jwaram and Mada Murcha if excessive Snigdha, and Balavarna Hani if it is too Ruksha. The need of food in Anvasana is Abukte Rikta Koshtasya Prayukta Manavasanam Saraduraga Sukshmate Shipra Mudam Pravartire. Because if the food is not there for Avarana, the effect will be the Urtha Gamana of the effect of the Vasti will be there, and this causes Tena Vayor Jeo Dasyat Vadastar. It cannot pacify the Vada by Siddha in the Vadasthana. Anuvasana means that stays in the that dwells somewhere. So it doesn't dwell in the Vadasthana and does not give Shamana to the dosha. And this Sneha Sadhya Ashada Ahare Ruddetu Amashe Anila Pakwastam Hangi Pakwascha Vede Channa Pagadaha. That means if the Anvasana Vasti is given without food, the Urda Kamana Rudu Sara Duraga properties will be there, and it doesn't reduces the effect of the Vada. It doesn't tackles the Vada as it doesn't stays in the Vadasthana, that is Pakwashya, and thus it can cause alterations in the Kayagni, and it doesn't causes the proper elimination of the Anvasanavasti timely. Because what happens is when the food when we are giving Anvasanavasti soon after the food, during the Paga of the food, the Anvasanavasti gets eliminated from the body. This doesn't happen, and thus Anvasanavasti causes Jadragni Nasha. And in the case of Nasyam, the food should be, in the case of Shirobirajana Nasyam, Laghu, easily digestible food, and mainly that pacifies all the three doshas, and which is does not cause any abhishanda, is explained by Acharyas. So this is about the Ahara Kalpana that is explained in Panchakarma. That is, as I explained, the Ahara Kalpana is mainly to minimize the risk of Panchakarmas and also to facilitate the proper effect. And the Samsarjana Krama is a very important factor among them, which I have dealt in the previous class. So concluding all this, Ahara Kalpana in Panchakarma mainly has the property to either facilitate, like of Vamana Virejana, and also to reduce the side effects, as in case of Vasti, Viruhavasti and Vasanavasti, it reduces the side effects of the treatment, and also to facilitate the procedure, like in case of Snehabana, Nasya, etc., Swedana, etc. Moving on to the next topic, that is Kalpanas, different types of Aushadha Kalpanas. In the case of Sneha, we have Sneha Kalpana, because mainly Sneha Kalpana, Bahya and Abhyantara. Sneha is of Chadu Sneha mainly, that is Sarpir, Marcha, Vasa, Taila. And the Paga of Sneha is also important. Murdur, Nasye, Gharu, Abhyangam, Pane, Vastoja, Chikanas, we all know. And this type of Paga Avastha ensures the maximum availability, bioavailability of the medicine in the body also. We will be known about the liposomal drug delivery systems, etc., which is explained nowadays in the case of Snehapana, Bahya Snehana also. And in the case of Rukshana Dravyas, because before the Snehapana, for the preparations, we have to give from Rukshana Dravyas like Kashaya Kalpanas, Churna Kalpana, like Panchagola Churna, Vaishwanara Churna, etc. being used. And Takra, Rishta, Ghala, Uddhalam, Yavam, Shama, Gamkodrava, etc. are the Rukshaniya type of given for the case of Sneha Vyabhat also. And as I explained before, for the Sadhya Sneha and Vicharana Sneha, we have to give Sneha along with Ahara. So the suitable Ahara has to be selected for the mixing of the Sneha and to give in the patients. So the Kalpana of Sneha Kalpana is the most important thing in the Snehana procedure. Next is for Sweda. Sweda, different types of Kalpanas is used for Sweda, like Kashayas for Kashaya Dhara, Sneha for Styla Dhara, for Pinda Swedhas, Abhyangam, Pirintadaval, Pirichil, Shiro Dhara, etc. Shira for Shira Dhara, and modified Takra Dhara. Even Toya for Vadashodada, the Dhara is Parishekas explained by Shida Jala. So Toya, Avagaham in Shida Jalam, in Garbini, etc. Churna, like in Churna Pinda Swedana, etc. is used for Swedana procedure. In the case of Vamana and Virejana, we have variety of kalpanas in the Kalpasthana, like Kashaya, Varti, Vasti, Avaleha, Utkariga, Modaka, Abuba, Shaguli, Shadava, etc. is explained. And this is some of them because, for example, Madanapala Kashaya can be used for Vamanam. Madanapala Gudiga Kalpanas are there, Churna Kalpana, Lehya Kalpana, like Truvat Lehya, and Mathana Pipali, like Churna preparations, etc. So these type of different modified Kalpanas for Vamana Virajanas are explained in Kalpasthana. In the case of Vasti, Vasti is yet another important factor of Kalpana. This Vasti Kalpana, Vasti is not only a single medicine, which is in the case of Anuvasana Vasti, it is a Sneha along with Churna, Shada Pushpa, mostly the Pushpa Churna with Saindava. But in the case of Kashaya Vasti, that is or Niruha Vasti, it is an alkaloid. So what happens is it is this particular immiscible liquid, this nature gives it the most important effect in the colon of the human colon, because all these effects of this niruha vasti, like a hit and run mechanism, like a triggering mechanism, like a purificatory mechanism, sometimes like an absorptive mechanism, all given by the effect of the Vasti Kalpana, which is formed by Makshikam, Lavanam, Sneham, Kalkam, Kwadam, and the Avaba Dravyas. So this Vasti Kalpana is yet another important factor which we go for a Vaishajya Kalpana. It is a Kalpana itself, Vasti Kalpana itself, which is a immiscible. It's an emulsion of water in oil, oil in water emulsion, which gives you the overall effect of all these 5 ingredients: Makshikam, Lavanam, Sneham, Kalkam, Kwadam, and sometimes Avaba Dravya also, which ensures the whole therapeutic effect. And next is for the Nasya. Nasya, we have Nasya 3 types, that is Shamana Nasya, Shodhana Nasya, and Brahmana Nasya. Sneha Dravyas can be used for 3. And in the case of Sneha, we can make it as Tikshna Snehas, for example, in the Shadbindu Taila, or very mild Brahmana Snehas, such as in the case of Shrindabala, Dhanvandaram, etc. for the Nasya. Churna Nasyas, which we use for Prathamana Nasya, like in the form of Vimugha Nadi Nasya, or like pottery we can use for Prathamana, like that is Churna is also used. Asavanasya, Asavanasya, which is commonly used as like Pipalyadi Asavanasya in anosmic conditions. We use with sometimes even Gomutra Asava in the liquid form is used, diluted form is used. We use the Bringharaja Asava Nasya. Different types of asavas is also used for Tikshna Nasya. Kshira Nasyas, which we use for reducing the epistatic like of conditions, and the medicine for Pumsavana we use with Kshira. For Nasa Pana also it is used. And in the case of Mamsarasa Nasyas, as explained in the case of Chakradatta, in the case of Bahu Shosha, Mamsarasa for Nasya for 30 days. And Kashaya Kalpana, like in case of Rekta Pitta, Kashayas has been indicated for Nasya, and also Toya, Shida Jala, Toya, Swarasanasya, like Tulasi Swarasanasya for in the case of chronic sinusitis, which we use, and also Durva Swarasanasya in epistasis conditions, etc. can be used. So in the case of Nasya, Churna, Kashaya, Kalka, Swarasa, etc. are based on what type of medicines we modify. Because in the case of Grida also we have Sneha also we have Grida Nasya, which is very mild, which can be given for Shamana, and also very Tikshna Nasyas with Tailas like Shadbindu Taila Nasya. Tikshna Taila Nasyas can also be given, and also the comparatively milder like Anutela, which we can go for daily Nasya, etc. So different types of Kalpanas, and also modifying these medicines with the Nasya Dravyas, which we are intended are done in the case of Nasya Kalpana. So let's conclude today's session, that is Ahara and Aushadha Kalpana. So first of all, we was discussing about Ahara Kalpana in the case of Sneha, the common procedures for that is the ahara that is explained in the Sneha Kalpana is common for all the procedures. That is Dravoshnana, Vishyandi, Nadi, Snigdam, Asangara. This is common for all the procedures, but mostly this is goes good for before the procedure, during the procedure, and after the procedure for common every panchakarmas. But there is differences in each panchakarma aspect, as I explained. On the Sweda and Abhishanti food has to be followed. In Vamana, on the day before, in the Snehabana, day before, and on the day of Vamana, 3 types of medicines or the food is explained just to facilitate the procedure. In the case of Virejana also, to facilitate to the Pitta Utklesha in the body, the food has to be not arranged accordingly prior days of the Virejana. In the case of Vasti, and Vasana Vasti is done after having the food, and Niruha Vasti is the food is having soon after the procedure. Importance of this is also explained. And in the case of Nasya, we have to Shirovirezana Nasya and Abhishandi food, and also legu, easy digestible and compactable for the tridoshas are be explained, and the different types of kalpanas that we use for the panchakarma, that is sneha kalpana. For svedana, different types of kalpana like churna, kashaya, kshira, takra, etc. is explained. Vamana virejana, the different types of kalpana in the kalpasthanas. Vasti is itself is a kalpana, vasti kalpana, then asya, kshira, sneha, asava, churna, etc. is explained. So let's end today's session. Thank you. Any queries?